All right, Phyllis, I am so proud of you today. I think that your accomplishment is very victorious to me. You probably don't feel that, but to us, it really is a lot of work that you've done. And I think that as a first time buyer, you experienced something that you weren't an expert in. And I think you did a beautiful job, okay, from the very beginning to the very end. And today is your celebration day. Congratulations, my dear. All
But
right?
you gave me wine instead of cookies.
Ah, I want you to get drunk and celebrate. Okay, but let's get to the point. What I would like to question you is that when you first called me, and I know you were referred to us, um, what was your experience like with our team? And I know that Brenda did a very good job by listening very carefully to what you want.
Yes.
You knew very clearly that you wanted garden apartments, you wanted to have the ability to plant, you wanted to be on the first floor, you had certain restrictions that weren't too complicated, but we were kind of like already envisioning and knowing where can we put you and what should we show you.
Right.
And so when Brenda started working with us here at Zakinova team, I knew that Brenda had very strong knowledge of Bayside area, and I knew that she would definitely serve you well. So just share with us to.
Yes, well, no, she did. Brenda did, because I told her what I needed. Basically, I've been renting for years, and I needed to get rid of the steps. I broke my shoulder coming down the steps. It's a tremendous burden. And I looked at buildings with elevators, but I wanted to walk out of my apartment and see a tree and a flower. And in fact, the funny thing is, when Brenda first met me at the place to see it, I was sitting on the bench outside, and she said I looked very natural there, because that was important to me. I didn't want an elevator building. I told her I want the garden apartment kind of thing, and that I would like a new kitchen, and obviously no stairs, and something that wasn't like totally not renovated in 100 years, and it had a washer dryer. We didn't even realize how lucky we were.
So it was a bonus.
It was a bonus, because it was a nicely done kitchen, white wainscoting, all the appliances, and had a washer and dryer. I've been doing laundry out of my apartment for 20 years, and that's crazy. So it really was good. It's smaller than what I came from, but it's really all that I need. It's just me. And Brenda, when we both walked in, we could see the difference.
You knew it was it.
Yeah.
So, how was your experience? So you're saying that, so we did accomplish your goal in a very quick turnaround.
Yeah, well, she did a
How
lot
many
of
units
research.
have you guys seen? Like 2-3 units, and that was it, right?
Yeah, it was like the third.
Okay.
Third.
So would you recommend Brenda Barone and my team to your sphere,
Yes,
your
Brenda,
friends,
and
your
I
family?
know Brenda did a lot of research to find stuff and to find things that would fit my requirements.
Beautiful.
And so when we walked into the apartment, we knew, because the first one I wasn't happy, and the other one was a 3-bedroom, we thought, but the 3 bedrooms
Still
were
didn't
much
feel it.
smaller. Didn't feel it. The 2-bedroom was better, because the 3 bedrooms just was smaller. And so she knew, and I asked her, can we meet again? And we did a second time, at a different day. I said, I'd like to see it again, and she called the owner and made a chance for me to go back into the apartment again.
Very good.
So she took me again a second time.
So how do you feel today? I have to say that you're definitely very brave. And I think
I am.
I think you definitely deserve an award. Me and Brenda were having coffee today and we discussed it. I think you definitely deserve an award of, what did we say, Brenda, was it? Customer of the year. Because not everybody, young generation today, they really don't understand how important it is to buy a small place. Whether they can afford to buy a teeny tiny small place that it's theirs and they can own it, and or down the road just grow. So how do you feel today? Do you feel like you should have done it years ago and now you have the courage to do it?
When I first...
And does it give you the peace of mind knowing that now with interest rates being so low, you kind of like locked yourself into that guaranteed next 30 years, God bless you, okay? In the next 30 years, no surprises in payments from your landlord. So nobody can kind of like knock on your door and say, hey, I just decided this month I'm raising your rent for $300. Yeah. Rentals are going crazy in the neighborhoods.
Oh, in our neighborhood.
And especially where we are in New York City. So I think that you've been very lucky from where you came from, but yet you definitely did. Question?
Yeah, well, when I first came here with my daughters, I thought I'd stay a year and buy something, a building, and it was so expensive with 3 bedrooms, so I didn't, and I stayed where I was. My daughters
Save
grew and
money.
went away, so I have been renting since August 1995, and even though I did well with the rent, it was still, can you imagine if I had used that money towards something? But I was afraid because I didn't think they give older people mortgages. And the guy at the bank says nobody uses money. So then I realized I could look for something and have it. And even though I'm older, it's mine. It has equity. And it also now meets my needs. Because when I rented this place 20 years ago, I could do the steps. But I can't do steps now. And so when Brenda had done all that research, and you guys were very helpful about telling me stuff, I knew the neighborhood, I knew that's where I wanted to be, so that was helpful. And it worked out well because now I don't have to worry about going down steps, and also know that it's mine and that I could fix it. That's the other thing about the renting. When you have
we forgot to mention that.
Yeah, that's
that
a
it's
big
your
deal.
own. You could do whatever
Yes.
you want. You could
Yeah.
break the wall. You could change the kitchen. You could move things around.
Yes.
You could put the nails anywhere you want. You don't have to get anybody's permission.
I wasn't going to invest the money in fixing. Maybe if I'd known I'd be here 20 years, I would have bought new carpet. But you don't want to do it. It's not yours. Whereas I know now, anything I do here, it's mine.
Right. And then you have really great benefits of tax write-off.
Right.
Okay, first, mortgage up to a certain amount of years, depends on what mortgage you get, you have the benefit of tax write-off on the mortgage. And then you have 50% the benefit of tax write-off on your maintenance. So it definitely gives you a
It
good,
gets more. And
Yeah.
considering, even with the price I have to pay the co-op and the price I have to pay for the bank, it actually, and the co-op includes electricity and water and all that.
absolutely.
And renting had a big
Right.
electric bill.
Right.
So actually, it's only, like $4,000 more than what I'm paying a very low rent. But it would be the same. In other words, it's actually comparable to what the apartment would be.
What would your message be, Phyllis, today to youngsters that are on the market looking? What do you feel right now?
Well, it is, as you say, to start with a small place to build equity. And then if you wind up with 5 children, so then you can upgrade and sell or add on. And I know a lot of people rent nowadays because they were having trouble having mortgages for a while. But, there's a young couple upstairs, and I tell them, look, you're not going to stay here forever because, it's not yours and whatever, and you don't own it. And the smart thing to do is, when we were first married, we did buy a place. We rented for a little bit, then we bought a house because, it's yours and you have it.
Right.
And whatever you do to it, if you decide to sell in the future, you have the upgrade. It adds to the selling price of whatever you buy. Whereas if you did something in a rented apartment, it's nothing.
So in the rental, you just flush the money in the toilet and it's not yours. You can't write it off. You say goodbye to your money
You
on a
have
monthly
nothing.
basis.
I have
You
nothing.
have nothing. Well, Phyllis, I really thank you very much for being a valued client.
Thank you,
Okay,
sweetheart.
and we had pleasure working with you. And
Yeah,
it
you always
was-
call back.
It was an
Our
honor.
phone is always on.
It
every
was an
minute.
honor for me to oversee, okay, because that's what I love to do. I like to oversee the transaction and make sure that everybody's on board and everybody's doing their job, and then you properly service, and then you're here today. Congratulations.